What do we start it with? Do we start it with, I don't know, like, welcome?
Welcome.
No.
Welcome!
Yeah.
We should maybe present ourselves.
Sure.
Ourselves.
So, go for it. Let's do a round of presentation. Go for it. With your ID, you start.
No, I take.
Do you want me to start?
Yes, start please.
Okay, so I'm Chloe Monty, Lady Chloe. What do? I'm an artist, and I have a statement hat like all good artists. That's my presentation. There's nothing more to it.
I'm gonna say Anna because it's shorter, and I want to say like Alcronito. And I love to eat, and I love Billie Eilish, and that's all that I have to say for today.
That's good. That's good.
Okay, and I'm Shania.
I just so happy in the background.
What?
Yeah, my dog is just here with us today. And I just love music and art, and that's how I met Chloe. So.
Woo! 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 I'd say online we met through One Direction because I feel like it's gone so old that it's cool again. Like it's come back around. Maybe it's just me. But it was One Direction. Yeah.
Also, that's a very important thing that I have to say. Please don't judge my English. Whoever is listening to this,
no one will.
Don't judge my English.
They won't.
That's all.
So
maybe we're gonna have like 2 listeners.
Maybe I think we can make it to like 5 listeners at least.
5.
Yeah.
Wow, that's such big goals in life.
I feel like maybe my haters will listen to it to judge me. And you know what? You should. If you're my hater and you're watching this, thank you. Thank you for the engagement. I appreciate it.
It's always the haters that give you the more engagement.
If you're my hater and you're watching this, please leave. You are not welcome here. I do not want you here.
Do not come to my town.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a girl on like TikTok. She's always like, oh, I make like fake hater accounts to comment on my posts. Because then my actual haters engage with that.
Wow.
So
yeah.
Maybe we should try that to become famous.
We should. I'll just use my real account. I'll be like, you guys suck. What is this? This is unprofessional. The lighting is bad. The quality of the video is not good enough.
I'm gonna also, I have to say, I feel like I have to do something with my hands while we're talking. So, if you are like, what the fuck is happening? I'm cutting some shit, okay?
Cute.
Do not judge, please.
Cute.
And that's all.
Sorry, I just burped.
Chloe, now, please do I don't know, should we? No, I think that why we're called the Secret Grill should stay mysterious. Should stay a secret.
No, we should stay mysterious because it is what it is. Maybe one day, hopefully one day it'll be less mysterious. One day it'll be quite obvious what we're called Sticker Grills. But until then, it is what it is.
Yeah, so now Chloe, I think you can officially start the podcast and the theme and explain? Because I feel like it would be so good. Explain that the best.
I will explain. Today we're talking about books because you should read them. That's the reason. But we're talking about books that we enjoyed because, I don't know, it's something that I realised that I've talked about quite a lot lately because we had to do like essays, dissertations at uni. And I was struggling to get all the research done and all the reading. And everybody was just like, oh my God, you read so much. And I was like, no, I don't. I really don't. I used to. But I used to read like crazy. Like I was that kind of kid who would just like get a bunch of books at the library and read them all.
Yeah.
Mind you, I was a kid. I was a kid going to the adult section of the library. And you were like, they knew me. So they were like, you know what? I'm not really supposed to let you like take out this book. But I'm going to because I know like you can read it. I was like, thank you. But yeah, and I was talking a lot.
Me.
What?
No, finish what you were saying, sorry.
Yeah, so I was just talking about how like when I read, usually I alternate between like a book that teaches me something and a book that is fun. And sometimes a fun book teaches you something as well. So I don't know, I just want to share the love of reading and not just the like, oh my God, I have to read for my studies and it's annoying and it's giving me a headache and I hate it. But more like, oh, I read this and I enjoyed this and this is why I enjoyed it and this is what it taught me, what I took from it. So that's that.
Yeah.
Right. So what I wanted to say before is that you're literally describing me. Like literally, I was this same girl. Like I feel like it started. Like I remember, I think I made my library card when I was around 8, and I was always like, you know, the years before high school. Yeah, like the 4 years before high school, I was like the girl who always had a book in her hands, and every teacher in class would be like, a new book, oh my God, like you finished it in 2 days. Every 2 days I had a new
Oh my God,
book.
I used to like stay up late and just like I would read books in one go. If I loved the book, if I really was into the book, if I really liked it, I would just never stop reading until I was done with it. I would just stay up until like 11 midnight until the book was finished. And sometimes, like some books are emotional, I'd be crying in the fucking middle of the night because the book is making me cry, and I'm just like in the dark with like a little torch or something, reading my book and crying. But that was good.
I remember, in like elementary school, there was a year where like the teachers had set up a whole fucking list of like books you had to read. And basically, like, there were, like, a bunch of books, I think, almost 100 to read for the year. And it was, like, but you didn't have to read all of them, you know? But it was, like, you have to read, like, a minimum. And with them, like, you have to do a summary and what you liked and everything. And at some point, I read so much that my goal was to read all of the books. And I think by the end of the year, I read almost all of them, except, like, maybe 2 or 3.
Oh, that's so good.
Like, I love reading so much. And I was like, no, I'm taking it as a competition. I was alone in my competition, but I was like, listen, I read almost all of them. I'm not missing one of them. God. Stupid.
No, I was the same. Everything was like competition. Like I had to get it all done. When you had like tasks where it's like, just like, hey, do as much as you want, but do a minimum like each day or whatever. I would just do them all. I was racing myself. There was no one else, but I was doing them all. So, whoopsie.
No.
But, did we bring books?
What?
I have them books, like physical books.
Yeah, Yeah, your favorite book.
Okay, I'm taking 2 books. Wait. I mean, one is a manga, but anyway.
It's a book. If it's written in it, if there's writings in it, if there's writing in it, it's a book. There you go.
Okay. Who wants starts?
I don't know. Do you want to start?
I can
start. Go on.
I just want to talk about this book. I mean, it's like in the reverse, but it's and they were roommates.
This is such a fun title. This is such a fun title. And they were roommates.
Roommates. And like, I won't say it's my favorite book, but I read it last year because it came out last year and it was so good. Because like there's trans representation and like the author is also trans. It was just really good, and like I was like, I bought it because like I was like, representation is important and trans one is not that much in books or like in series and everything, which is kind of sad, and I think it's important. So it was a good book, like a fun romance, like it's romance, a fun romance. And like it was interesting. So basically, if you want just a summary, it's like like this one is trans, and basically before his transition he knew that dude, and by mistake they get like they become roommates when he had asked like to have like a single room, you know, to be alone.
Yeah.
And basically like he's just scared that this dude is gonna recognize him like as the person he was before his transition, and that's basically the whole story, and it was really fun.
That sounds fun. I would read that.
Day almost. It was fun, and also it's like such a pretty book, and I was like,
it's so cute.
So I bought it. And then a series that ended like 3 years ago now, almost 4, is this manga, Tokyo Revenger. I fell in love with this story. Yeah. Because in 2021 the anime came out and I couldn't wait for the next episodes. One day I just decided to read the manga, and the thing is like I remember perfectly, it was in June and we didn't have school anymore, and I just like, I don't know, I started in the middle of the afternoon and I finished reading everything at like 5 a.m. I read everything, and there was like 200 chapters.
Are you kidding me?
Just so into it, and I just couldn't stop.
That's crazy.
It's so much, and like at that point, like the story was not finished, so I just like read until like it was updated. And just basically, if you want to know the story, this is the main character. His name is Takemichi Anagaki. And basically, he's gonna time travel because he sees in the news, like he's 26-year-old, he's a virgin, he's a loser, basically. He even thinks that himself. And one day he sees on the news that his ex-girlfriend from like 12 years ago died because like of yakuza, like of mafia issues, you know. And then, you know, like he remembers her and it's like he's sad. And he remembers his life as like a youngster, and basically he gets like, he's going to work and he gets pushed off the rails like while he was waiting for the train, and he dies basically, and then he gets back in the past like 12 years ago, and that's basically like the premise of the story.
Okay.
So like he gets back, and at the beginning he doesn't understand what's happening, and his goal is to save his ex-girlfriend, anyway, his girlfriend from the future that like was gonna die. And I won't say like everything that's happening in the story, but I think one of the most amazing thing about this story is that there's really a lot of emotion. I mean, I don't know if you know about all of this because it's manga, but like it's a shonen, and basically in shonen, like, you know, the main character is really strong, like in Naruto or like Dragon Ball Z, and you know, like they're super powerful and they don't show that much emotion, and like if they show weakness in people, we call them weak, and like that the show sucks just because the character is not cool.
Okay.
And what I like with this like show series is that he cries all the time, which is the reason why a lot of people hate him. But I think it's like really interesting because even, you know, if he cries, he never gives up. Like he's always going on and going on, and he's always fighting like his fears. He's grief because like he sees a lot of people like in dangerous situations dying, and he goes back in the past to save them, and basically like it's just so interesting because it's kind of like people see like men as like they shouldn't cry, they should stay strong, they have to be physically strong, they can't show emotion, and this show kind of breaks that you know, you can cry and still be strong, and like emotions are also a strength and it's not a weakness.
I like that. It's very it's very art-like it's reframing something.
And also what I like about this series, it's really like, well, we can see it in this like anyway in this cover, but like the artist, the author like really draws like, he's got like a fashion style so pretty, you know. Okay. And like I don't know if maybe I might have one, but like
I actually started the manga a few years ago when it came out, and honestly I loved it so much, exactly for all the reasons that you said. I've never managed to like
action, like, you know, kind of like this. And it's like really cool, and we were like, he should like so draw like a manga about fashion because it's like he's got like the knack for it. But yeah, basically it's that, and I think it's really interesting how it breaks the codes of like how a character should be seen and should be as a main character, you know, just like not as someone on the side. So yeah.
Yeah, no, it sounds really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cried a lot too because it's also really sad.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think a book that makes you cry or makes you uneasy, makes you feel anything, is a good book. If you just read it and was like, oh, alright, then I don't know, it's a bit disappointing. Like I like being obsessed with it, being so into it that I was just like, I feel everything.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I understood what you were saying. What you were.
When you read a book, and you start into it, and you start like stressing about the storylines, and when there's something upsetting, you're upset, and then when. You know, some things like sometimes people make bad decisions or blah 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 blah, and you're like, you feel uneasy about it, or like how it ends sometimes as well.
No, I see what you mean.
Right, or sometimes it's just very emotional. I don't know.
You can go through literally like all the kind of emotions.
Yes. Should I present my book?
So, yeah, that's what I was going to say. If Shania's done, you could...
Okay. This is my book. I did not bring a smart people book. I mean, it is quite thick. So decent reading. It's
Covered. Wow.
I don't know. I don't like the cover. I'm really pissy about covers, but yeah. This is like 428 pages. So, decent baby. What is it about? This is dead person haunting the narrative kind of book.
Okay.
Which already makes you crazy. Because the main character that feels haunted is going crazy. And you're going crazy with them. And it's kind of... by the way, it's called Rebecca by Daphne... What? Du Maurier. So this was, listen, my sister read that in high school for English literature. So it must have originally been written in English, but that is a French name. So probably an immigrant. Anyway. So, yeah, so it's kind of a love story. But debatable. It's a young girl. She lives her life as like a companion for a rich lady. She doesn't really like it. She meets a rich guy. They hang out, and basically it's either they get separated and never see each other again, or he marries her and takes her back to his home, basically. And so he's like, hey, do you wanna marry me and then you can come home with me? She says yes. And so they move together, and she's into this house, and she feels so inferior and incompetent because everything in the house had been picked by the dead ex-wife. Ex-wife because she's dead. So by the dead wife of her now husband, and she feels like she's everywhere, and all the servants know the way the dead wife Rebecca was doing thing and organized thing, and every time she talks to someone, they're like, oh, Rebecca, she was amazing, she had so much charisma, and so the main character just feels like shit about it. Anyway, and then things happen, and I love that book. I loved it so much. I tried to read it on a mountain bus. I failed. It made me nauseous. But I kept trying to read it on the bus, and it kept making me nauseous at some point. I was like, I need to stop. But yeah, I think I really like how frustrated I was with the ending. Cause okay. I don't know, it felt a bit I don't know, it felt a bit unexpected, but also not unexpected. I don't know. But yeah, because there's a flashback early on. Or all of it is a flashback. Well, anyway, you get like you're being told this story with the house. And in the early chapters, you're being told a bit of like where they are later on in life, which is the present time and the stories in the past. And, you know, it is what it is. And then you read on what actually happened and let them hear. And you're just kind of like, why? And it's so frustrating. And it's that kind of story where everybody loses. Like, they're all fucking miserable. And it's so frustrating, and I loved it. I love it. I'm obsessed with this book. Yeah, and I think it's interesting how things don't have to be resolved. I feel like every book I had read before, like even I read like Wuthering Heights, which everybody is miserable as well in Wuthering Heights, from Emily Bronte, very famous. The things high school made me do. No, Wuthering Heights is I said it's worth it. I said it's worth it. The other day I was asked, was it worth it? I said yes. But like there's some kind of like nice touch to the end. There's something comforting about it. This book, there's no comfort. Pain from A to Z. Pain. And there's like 2 moments that are kind of like cute. And it's sweet. There's a couple moments that are like sweet, but the rest of it is all like stress and suspense and uncomfortable and pain, and it's amazing, and I love that. And I want to bring this energy like into my writing as well, of just like it doesn't have to be resolved or comforting or anything, because I thought this was great. And the fact that, you know, I was done reading it and I was like, oh my god, what the fuck, I hate this book, this was so stupid. And then like later on I'm like, this book had me reacted so strongly. I think it was brilliant, and now I love it. So I loved it when I was reading it. I couldn't stop reading it. The first like couple days after I was done, I kept talking about it to everyone I would see, hang out with, talk with. I had to mention that book and how frustrated I was with it. And afterwards, you know, you look back on it, you're like, oh, if I was this frustrated with it, then it probably was brilliant. So yeah, that's my favorite book.
I literally think that I could never read something that, like, you know, makes me so mad. Like, I don't know. I mean, I know it can be great as fuck, but then I feel like I feel so bad at the end. I'm like, no, I want to read. I want to like be in an imaginary world. And
I feel like
I want to like pretty and nice.
If you tell me about it, I wouldn't read it. I might not read it if you tell me about it, or maybe I would. Depends on what mood I am. You know, because this one, I didn't know it was gonna drive me mad. So I read it. I got really into it. But I think like because I didn't know about this one, and then I read it, and now I think it was amazing, I would do it again. But if I had picked up this book and the comments at the back were like, oh, this book drove me crazy, it was so frustrating, it got me mad, how brilliant is that? I would have said like, maybe not. But now I'm into it. So, yeah.
Great.
That's the thing with books too, like sometimes, and also I know in English books, like at the back of the book, most of the time there's like just like how you call that? Not quotes, but like reviews, notes from publishers or everything, and like there's not a summary of the book, so it's just like you're kind of going in blind and you don't know what's
that's so annoying. I'm gonna show exactly what you're talking about. Okay, so I have
it's a bit like
my new books that I have not read. Okay, so you have, you know, a regular book, there's a big ass summary and a comment, okay, like from a review. Regular book, you've got 2 types of summaries. I think one of them must have been like a press release or something. Okay, that's okay. And then you got this book, which is the novel, by the way. The novel. So the one book where, now all the books you want to know kind of like what's inside, to be fair. At the back, you get 2 lines. What do the lines say? They say something about the author. Compliments to the author, just calling her an artist, a writer, a trend forecaster, and letting us know that this book is her first novel.
No!
Okay. Now, if you go inside, you might be lucky to find a whole page of comments from reviews. Like comments from reviewers, and that's all you get about the book. But to be fair, what happened, I opened it. You're gonna understand why I picked it. Okay. Here you have like full-blown dialogue. That's just dialogue. Okay. Then you have like bits that are like, I don't know, this looks like I don't know, a Discord thing. Okay. You've got like regular writing as well. Just like writing like that. And then you go further and you've got this. And then you go further, like by the end, right? And you've got, is it this one? No, it's not this one. My bad. But yeah, so it looks very like engaging because it looks like there's a lot of different things happening. And yeah, then you have to kind of go what the reviews say. And I think, I don't know. I think they kind of talked to me. I thought it would be interesting, but yeah, that is a bit frustrating. But also it's, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence with it because in a way it's frustrating because I think we should have summaries. But it's also kind of great because you have to open the book, maybe read a paragraph, see what it looks like, look at, okay, what are the chapters, titles, and just trying to, there's this little investigation of, will I like this book? But if every single book was like this, I would break.
Yeah, and I think also, for example, it's not a standard in French books because, you know, there's always like a summary. So I think at first when you look for English books, like it's a bit surprising when you see like in some of them there's no summary and it's like just reviews. It's like, what?
At first, mind you, I thought that was the summary. I genuinely thought that was the summary. I'm gonna be real. When I bought it, I thought this was the summary. It is not. It is not. But yeah, God. No, I don't know. Just give me a little summary. Yeah, and sometimes the summary is like I don't know. Yeah, I feel maybe it's like they're trying to play like a psychological trick of like, oh, if you show a lot of compliments made by other people about the book or the author, people are gonna buy it. But it's really just like, no, I just want to know what's in there. That's all.
Yeah.
I don't care whether
about the book.
Yeah, I don't care whether you liked it.
Brilliant. Like, it's brilliant. What do you mean? Like, it's sad, it's happy.
Yeah, it's always like,
it does not help me.
Yeah, some comments are kind of good. Like this comment is really good. You know, she says like, oh, Rebecca is dead and yet she influences every action and thought of all the other characters in the book. All right, and that's a good comment. Yeah. And then like in this one, I think one of them was pretty good because it said like, I really liked reading this book. Okay, but then it's the longest reply to "Where have you been?" you'll ever get from someone you first met in a Skype chat, which Emily Segal is to me. And I was like, this is an interesting comment. I thought that was useful. But yeah, some comments are just like, brilliant, great, amazing, impressive,
extraordinary. What?
It's like, okay, I'm glad to know a stranger liked the book. But I'm not that person. So yeah, they're really trying to be like, hey, this is a good book, trust me. Especially like, I feel like now it has less and less value because we know people are being paid to say good stuff, that they could put anything and they're just gonna put like something nice, they'll pay someone to get a nice quote from them or whatever. Whereas summary, you can make your own opinion, or even if it's like your friends telling you they liked a book, or literally like a random post on like social media from a random person who's like, hey, I really like this book. I feel like this has much more weight than a stupid like pre-phrased comment that they might put at the back of books.
Yeah, so true.
I feel like I'm sometimes like I've been traumatized by the things that are written like at the end of the books because of all the books that I read in high school, because that's all the shit that you had to like analyze, and we had a lot of essays to do on that. I don't know, sometimes I feel like it can be very interesting. Other times I'm like, why are you making me read that?
That's so true. Also, wait, my French teacher, but the books we had in high school were awful. And it's just like, it's just like, why? And like after like, they complain that like students don't like reading or like don't read anymore, but it's just, and I understand that like some books are classical or like important, but it's
Les liaisons dangereuses
or not. Some of them are not, and like you should also like do something more engaging than picking some story written like you just want to kill yourself while you're reading it, or like just some weird shit happens in it and it doesn't make any sense. And
I feel like it's like, it depends. Like I had my first French teacher. She was awful at making like exams and tests and grading them. Like it should not have been legal to do that. I'm so sorry. I won't go further on this, but it was unbelievable. This lady was unbelievable. She was good at teaching. She was good at picking up books. Because she did, mind you, first year of high school. She's like, okay, I'm going to go from like contemporary and then we're going to go back in time. So we start with the most engaging, and the first one she picked, I hated it because it was centered around like that. It was a whole like personification of the heart, and a heart that's being transplanted. So hated that, freaked me out. But it was a really good book. It just freaked me out. And then we got onto, she made us read a thriller.
I remember you read it.
I read it at yours. I love that book. I was like, I got some, and I had to read it, but also I loved it. It was, I don't know. So she's trying to be like, okay guys, reading can be fun. We also have to do some classics. I understand. They did do, we did another book that was alright, and then she started us on Les Liaisons Dangereuses, but then I left. So I didn't have to read it. Shame on you if you had to. I never read it. Because then my second French teacher, he was, once again, first book we read, I thought it was great because they had like very obvious, like, how do you call it? Like, figures of speech, like very obvious. It was a really nice story. It was sad, but it was a really nice story. Some of the books we read, no, you know what, every book we read after that one was absolutely depressing. It was absolutely depressing. There was one about a lady waiting for her husband, who might or might not come back from being in a concentration camp. Depressing as shit. Okay, but mind you, this book was the high school book, so we had no choice. Everybody had to read that. Depressing as shit. And then we go on. There was another one, which, no, listen to that. It was, I'm so sorry. It was a fan fiction. Let me explain. It was a book written by a lesbian lady. We love that. But it was a book about Hercule? No. Hercule's the god, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he is.
A king, about a king, I don't know, a king, like Hector? I don't fucking know. I don't remember. Anyway, some king, blah, 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 blah. Why am I telling you it is fan fiction? Because it is inspired by the story of that king. I think it was King Hector or something. It's the ancient Greek time. Okay, so it was not written in. It's inspired by a story that dates back to ancient Greece, and guess what? There's gay shit in it happening.
Wait.
The boys be making out. The boys be making out. The boys be. Okay. And so technically, if it's inspired by those stories of those people, but you know, she put her own twist to it. It's literally a fan fiction. It is literally fan fiction, except that it's about war and stuff. I did not read it. I'm so sorry. I did not read it. It's massive. It's like this thick. I did not read it. It's massive. So yeah, and then there was one thing about another depressing thing, which was also kind of gay. Anyway, my French teacher, right? I think he loved pain, wars, depression, and gay shit. 2 books with men. 2 books. Out of the 4 we read, there's 2 books with men kissing and war.
Wow.
So yeah, but it was so bad. My philosophy teacher was great. But yeah, they do be picking the most depressing books.
I feel like
boring.
I also had that in high school, which made me so sad, and is also why at some point like I stopped to read as much as I used to, because basically I had like a lot of books to read in high school, and I think that at some point when you're forced to read something that like you don't like or is shitty or is depressing, then I felt like, yeah, I don't know, I wasn't reading for fun anymore, but just like because I had to, and only depressing shit, so I don't know, I just hate it so much.
I feel like other languages, like in English and German, my teachers always picked like interesting stuff and fun stuff mostly. Except I was supposed to read The Great Gatsby. I'm sorry.
Gatsby.
I don't like it.
Oh no, it was
I didn't finish reading it. I tried to watch the movie because I was like, maybe I should finish it one way or another. It pissed me off so quickly. I don't like this. I'm sorry. I know it's quite popular. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I actually had my English oral exam on The Great Gatsby.
I had my written on it. But there was another book and I liked the other book better. And I had mostly read the other book as well, which was Pride and Prejudice. Which is, I don't know.
Okay, so it's kind of...
Do you have a book for us?
Yeah. And I kind of feel like I should present it now because...
Yeah, go for it.
I don't know, there's a little link that you'll see after. But basically, the thing that I wanted to say is that, like I told you before, when I was in how do I call it? Is it elementary school, like before high school? College?
Middle school.
How is it called?
I just call it school. When I was at school, when I was in school. Yeah.
So basically, like, you know, around, from, I don't know, 12 to
14, 15.
And even before, even from 10 to 15. I used to read so much. And then high school arrived, and I feel like it literally went like big crescendo. I don't know how you say that, but basically I was reading so much, and then I had no time, and step by step.
Swiss high school is also genuinely really hard.
Yeah.
Like, we don't realize it, but whenever I mention to someone who's not Swiss, like, hey, yeah, like, oh yeah, I graduated with 16 subjects. They're like, what? 16? And I'm like, yeah, that's what we do. So, no, it is, I think it's good crazy, but it's true that it can eat up bits of you and your life, because it's just, that's the only thing you ever fucking do. You do high school and you go through it.
Yeah. So, well, high school, and unfortunately, like, I didn't have any more time to read as much as I used to. And I don't know, I feel like I also had way less motivation because I had so much things to read for school. And most of the times it was like things that I hated, especially in French. I don't know, I feel like the books were shitty, and also because I had to read them like in class in a specific way, and that I always had like an essay that I had to do after I read the book. I feel like even if I could have had liked it, well, I always hated it. But there was English and Italian for me. So English, it used to depend. Like, I also had to read The Great Gatsby, which of course I didn't like either. But there was things that were okay, and I had Italian, and I always loved the books that I had to read in Italian. And I think that the one that I'm gonna talk about is, I'm pretty sure I already talked about this book with Shania and maybe you, Chloe.
I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah. So also, when you told us all you wanted the first subject of our first episode, when we talked about books, I was like, I don't know, I kind of panicked because, yeah, I don't know, I didn't really had any idea, and then I was like, you're so fucking dumb, like, why didn't you think about that earlier? And so basically it's an author called Matteo Bussola, and this is the book that we had to read in school, and I had it also for my exams, and it's like so fucking great. Like, I reread it literally at least 5 times, because every time I had like, I don't know, new stuff to, I don't know, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but then sometimes I feel like when you reread a book, you're like, oh my god, this means that, and you realize some new thing, new things. And this is like, it is kind of complicated to explain or to do a summary of it, but basically it talks about a lot of different subjects, hard subjects in general. Like all the chapters are like a different guy, because in this one it's only guys. The main characters in every chapter are guys, and it talks about like eating disorders. It talks about sickness. It talks about sickness, Alzheimer, like, you know, losing someone you love. It talks about like going through your teenage years and all the struggles that goes with it. And I feel like it's kind of a book, like a hard book to read in school, because I don't know, like if I was my teacher, I would be like, yeah, but do you realize that there's literally going to be at least how can I say that, like all of the students will relate to at least one story, because there's literally like so many different subjects, and you know, like really hard subjects. So I feel like, yeah, it's kind of scary as a teacher to as a teacher to decide to read that, but I've loved it so much. Like when I read it in class, it was great. When I read it at home, it was great. It's also like, I don't know, for me it never really happened before this one, but it's also a book that I managed to talk about a lot with, you know, my other classmates. Even if we weren't super friends or whatever, we were just like, oh, I love this one, I love this chapter, I relate to this, or yeah, I don't know. There was a lot of discussion between us, and I don't know, you kind of both said that. I feel like when a book makes you feel so much different emotions, it's great. It doesn't really have like a bad or good ending, which is something that I like, because I feel like if it had like a horrible, depressing end, it would be horrible for me, because I'm too sensitive. But another thing that I liked about it is that they all have like all the main characters from all the chapters, they don't really know each other, but like they always have a link. So maybe it's gonna be like, I don't know, the neighbor, or like the teacher, or like there's like little links. And
I read the book slightly similar. Like I just finished a book slightly similar, where it's like all different stories, and you don't like. But this book, it was a bit more linked than that, and like you don't realize until like chapter 3 or 4, like, oh my god, how intertwined all the stories are. I think that's great type of writing.
No, I loved it so much, and there's different, lots of different perspectives, which is great, you know, because you're not like living through a teenager with like maybe how they could react, but you can see like an adult, you can see like you can see all the different way of thinking of every characters, of a lot of characters, which I think that
it's also
absolutely
like
great.
It's really engaging because like each chapter is like somewhat different.
Yeah. And so it's always like, well, I don't know, I feel like you could read one chapter and without having to read the beginning of the story or all of the others chapters, you know? And yeah, also so I love the author. He is so cute, he's so great. I've been trying to fucking see him since I discovered him. Like every time
proper fangirl.
Every time I'm in Italy, I'm like, please come. And sometimes he literally is like, I don't know, a few months ago, I think this summer he was in Milano, and I was like, why the fuck didn't I go? And I don't know, I feel like it's the kind of author that I want to meet because I want to really have a discussion with them. Like I have things to ask. Yeah, I have some things to ask and things to say about this book because it's so, like, it's really, I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know how to explain it, but sometimes I feel like if you say to someone, okay, I've read a book that it's like a teenager and he's going through, I don't know, something hard as a teenage boy, we'll be like, oh, it's gonna be shitty because it's, I don't know, it feels like if it was light. I don't know how to say that, but like, you know, not an important thing or like really you know, something that is I don't even have the word in French, but like it
doesn't feel as serious.
And that basically doesn't go as deep as this book does, you know? Like it doesn't stop at the first feeling or the first thing. It really like, yeah, it goes deep and then he realizes thing and then there's new links and then it's all, yeah, it's kind of a like labyrinth or whatever I don't even know how you can call that, but yeah, that's something that I really loved about it. And yeah, also, I mean, I remember like when I was in high school, I was like, wow, that's the first time that I'm gonna like enjoy working on the book, that I'm gonna enjoy like trying to understand everything that the author wanted to say in the book. That's something that that I loved so much. And I mean, bref. And so basically that's the first one that I wanted to talk about. And the second one is from literally the same author, because when there's one book that I love from an author, I'm gonna read other books from the same author. And so this one is kind of the same concept, but there's only girls.
Ooh.
So I feel like that is something that really touched me because, I mean, you can relate to absolutely everything, like nearly everything. So, you know, it just touches you in another way. And I remember, like, I feel like it was I don't remember what, but like it was an essay or something. And I remember writing like something like, I loved it so much because even if it doesn't even if I can't relate to some story, I know that it relates to like a friend, a neighbor, a family member. Like I know someone that lived all the things that are said in the book. I'm sorry if I'm like unclear or whatever.
No, it makes sense. You're making sense. Well, you're making sense to me, at least. So.
And if I'm not making sense to the people, voila. Okay, I'll stop. I'll calm. So, yeah, that is. I don't know. It's also. I feel like it's rare to find a book where you feel understood, or where you can relate really, when it's like a man. Because I feel like normally when, like, I don't know, if I didn't knew the author, maybe I wouldn't have read it, because I don't like. I feel like most of the time, if men's are talking about woman-related stuff, I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Like, a woman written by a man.
Why are you talking about, I don't know, periods? Why are you talking about maternity or
why are you talking about periods?
Whatever.
No, that's true.
So that is also, I mean, I was surprised. The only thing that I remember, at first I didn't really realize it. So, but basically, like I told you for the other one, all the chapters are stories of different girls or different women, but there's always a link between them. And the only thing that I could say to like criticize the book is that, well, we talked about this a lot, like with a friend, because she's the one who made me realize that, is that the first story of the book is like a woman that doesn't want any kids. And it's all, I mean, I'm not gonna spoil or anything.
Does she end up having kids?
What?
Does she end up having kids?
No.
Okay.
But what my friend made me realize is that we can still see that it's been written by a man, because the first story is like the only story that kind of impacts the man the most, because then we talked about how, like, okay, so he decided to write about a woman who doesn't want to have any kids, and basically at the end it's like, oh, but then it's not fair for like the man, because maybe, like, I mean, that's not what he says, but like, there's this thing of how it impacts like the man.
Yeah.
And that's what we talked about, is that, maybe, like, if a woman had written this book that talks about what women goes through, like, problem, how they live through this.
Yeah, also I'm just not sure how a woman not wanting kids is impacting man. It might impact her, like, dating life, but it's not gonna impact man. It's impacting her life because of men. So, men who want to have kids and let you take care of them. So, this one was not. This one was a miss. This bit saying it impacts men is a miss.
Yeah. Also, it's something you should talk about with your partner beforehand, you know, like...
Yeah!
One person wants kids and the other does not.
Yeah. Maybe don't get too involved if you strongly disagree on kids. But yeah, no, I'm saying like it's a miss. You know, when you hit or miss. Yeah.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
It's a miss to say that a woman not wanting kids impact men.
Yeah. Well, that is something that I remember what I wanted to say. So then we were thinking that if a woman had written this book that talks about like woman problems, the first thing that she would have talked about is not having kids. You know what I mean?
It's men.
Yeah, it's a man, because so you can see that it's a man.
Yeah.
Even if I really like the author, and I know that he's not the kind of man who would be like a woman that doesn't want any kids and blah blah blah. No. But also, yeah, it's still it's
also I feel
it's real true. It's very true. Yeah, tell me what you think.
Also, I feel like if a woman had talked about not wanting kids, it would have been in a totally different way than like the way you described it in your book. Like, it wouldn't have been about like it's unfair to men, but like how it can like I don't know
how pregnancy is unfair to women.
Selfish. Yeah, that's the thing. It would have been like totally different. So, like,
yeah, it would have been like the truth. It would have been the truth.
Yeah.
My iPad turned off. That's okay. I'll be less shiny.
So basically that's it. I think that I'm done.
Well, thank you.
But yeah, I really loved those books, and yeah, also when you remember so much about them, and when you literally like say everything that happens in the book when it's been like 3 years, I feel like I don't know, it's kind of a good sign that the book marked me, or that I loved the book.
Yeah.
No, I'm checking something out.
So.
Oh, yes, I do.
No, you're right. Like, I feel like if a story like really changed you in some way, like taught you something, you will not forget about it so easily as something else read, because like it's literally like in your soul, and it's just like
sometimes it genuinely changes you. This book changed me, mind you. I still quote this on a regular basis. I read this, wait, let me count, 4 years ago, a decent 4 years ago. I still referenced it in like my essays and shit, because it's so good. It's Judith Butler. This one's a translation because I read this in high school, but it's like the power of non-violence. I think from when was this written? Was it 2005? It says. Okay. So it's Frames of War. When is life grievable? From Judith Butler, 2009. This book, not fun to read, but it taught me so much. I wouldn't stop thinking about it and talking about it. And this is such core ideas of equality around globalization. And it's this is such a cool reading. And if you have to read one smart book in your entire life, read this. It's just so brilliant. Like Jenny's so smart.
I'm thinking of a book. Wait.
Can you send us like the name of the book?
Yeah, do you want the French or the English?
Both.
Both. Okay. I have it in French. I can lend it to you if you want to. It's not.
Yeah, but
it's not super thick. It's like 200 pages.
But I don't want to wait.
You don't want to wait.
Right.
I'll send you the info.
Oh, thanks.
I feel like we should just send the info of all the books. No, is it more bags?
It's a book I read in high school. Last year high school. It's called Educated, and it's like, I don't know if you heard of it, but it's basically like the author, which is called Tara, lived in a Mormon family. Basically, like it's her story.
Okay.
And she explains how she lived, like when she was with her family and when she left, and how like basically it's how like she succeeded like to go to university. Like she was really great at writing and doing essays, and also it speaks like about her father being bipolar, I think, and like with violence and all of this, and like as you know, as she discovered like life outside of like her Mormon family, like just the brutal change, you know, like how it's so different and how it's not like what she learned and what she lived. And it was like really interesting and really beautifully written. And yeah, it was like a really beautiful, like, and also what was interesting is also she never went to school and she still like read a lot, learned a lot of things, then left to go to uni. And it's just, it kind of shows that it like you can do it even when you feel like you cannot do it. You know, when you feel powerless, when you don't know what to do with yourself and with your life, that maybe like, you know, yes, it's hard, but you still can do things and overcome what's like bad things in your life.
I like that.
And it was a really good book, so yeah.
It sounds really good. It sounds really good.
It was.
But yeah, I don't know. It makes me think like we had a whole conversation with like my cousin and her mum for Christmas, for the little Christmas thing, right? And like my cousin, she was saying maybe I should. They won't mind me. She was saying like, sometimes I read summaries. I don't want to read the whole book, right? And her mum was like explaining like how important it is to your brain to read a book, and like how you pick up on specific things and how you make certain connections, and like also like the act of reading. And that's something that I was talking about the other day. The act of reading is so different than anything on the screen, anything, a video, a podcast, anything, an ebook. I hate the screens. I'm always on a screen for social media, for this, for that, and I do edits and I have to be on the screen all the time. You do research, I don't know, an artist, a thing, blah blah blah, Google, left and right. Always on the screen. I can't do it. But yeah, you remember so much more when you like holding the book, the turning the pages. It's less tiring for your eyes to read the book than anything on your screen. And it's also something like every physical book that I've read, and I remember them. I remember them so well because I held them, because they sit on my shelf, because they're tangible. Whereas ebooks, sometimes I forget I was reading an ebook. I started it, or I dropped it, or I read a whole book on my iPad and I don't remember. I struggle, like I need a minute to recall it. Whereas like the physical books, I know them all because they're literally here. And I think it's really important. Physical books are really important.
They are.
I love them so bad.
And that's such a niche.
What?
Okay, who goes first? Shania, do you want to go first?
I can, but I think I was gonna say it's now such an issue that like books are getting so expensive. When literally, like, it's crazy how expensive.
I mean, I get the whole like, oh, just go to the library. Like, yes, library is good, but there's some downs with it. Like, you can't do whatever with your book.
Yeah.
And also like libraries are good, some are probably really, really good, but then they're not gonna have everything. Like, they can't have everything. That's not possible.
Yeah.
So yeah, library is good, but can we also have affordable books, please?
Yeah, also the quality is going down and it's more expensive, and you know, now with recent book there's like this whole hardcover shit, and it's like,
yeah,
no, like,
this is like
quality.
You see this 3 tiny books like that, right? I had a discount. I had a 10% student discount on it. This cost me 40 quid.
Sorry?
Because they're...
What?
Yeah, because they're like, you know, they're like smart, edgy, fancy books. I got them from an art gallery, to be fair, but I love that bookshop, so I went there. Might not... Next time I buy books, I don't know.
Sorry. I have to go to the toilet.
Okay.
Back.
Bye. But yeah, so I did not go to the cheapest place for the books. But yeah, it was 40 quid. I mean, one of them is like quite tall. So this one, but yeah, they're quite. I went to a gallery. That's why they were so expensive. Because in the UK they're a bit less expensive. Depends where you go.
Yeah, no.
But like, if you want to go. Okay, you want to go to the gallery because there's a curation of the bookstore, and so they bring out really interesting books, and you don't have to like go around and fish for them. Like, you know that you're gonna have like all of these books that are picked out. They are very diverse in what's in there. Like, not every page looks the same. Like, it's not just like plain writing. Like, all of them are like somewhat diverse. This one has redacted stuff in it. So they're just really interesting, really fun books. But also I found them because they were in this curated space that made it that they're also quite expensive by nature. Like, I think this one has the price on it. Yeah, this one has the price on it, and it's £11 less. Because they're not books from like big editions. The big editions, like big press editions, yeah. You can get some cheap books in the UK, but if you want some like interesting kind of like different books, I don't know, just try something new, try something fun. Like, sometimes those books can be expensive, yeah.
It's crazy.
I don't know. There's one thing. Oh, did you see the press edition? That's like the white and blue books, that Fitzgerald something. Have you seen them? I think blue is fiction and white is non-fiction. And like, I do want one. I'd get one, but no more, because I feel like you just pay, like, it's branding. It's just branding. There's nothing special about these books.
Yeah.
So I feel like you're gonna pay more because there's an aesthetic to these books, kind of. Because they're like 12 pounds for like this size. So they are more expensive than the market. So I don't know. It feels a bit.
Now like so many rare edition of like classical books, and it's so expensive, and like, okay, it's pretty and all, but
yeah, that's what they do. They're rare re-editions, but because there's a branding to this press edition, like, people are really into it, and they're like, oh, this is great, and I'm just like, I do like to own one because I think it is cute, but I wouldn't go around and like having only these books or many of these books. Like, I just want one to have one because I think it's fun and they're cute. That's all. More than that? Oh no, thank you. I'm okay. Also, I think it's a bit sad and bland. Like some covers are really cute. I do buy books according to their covers. I don't know if you realized. If a book is cute, if a book is not cute, I'm probably not gonna buy it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I get it.
Like I
Sometimes
just
like you cannot judge a book by its cover, but nonetheless, aesthetics are important too, and like
no.
if the book is not,
I'm just like, it has to be interesting and cute. Like I did read like core, like especially those reedition and everything. I did read like core readings that were reedited and really cute. So
yeah.
Anna is outside.
Hello.
Hello.
My headphones. I managed to reconnect.
Oh my fucking god.
To my
I'm
phone.
sorry guys.
Kind of.
Sesame has worms and they usually come up like 1 or 2 at a time. There's like 4 of them on his bum right now. So I'm gonna go give him worm medication right now because this has gone way too far. And I will be back in a minute. Like it's really bad. Do you guys want to see the worms?
Yeah.
Look at that. That's all worms.
Ooh.
This is so
That
bad.
is
I've given him one medication before you, for people on the internet find this and say I abuse my cat. No, I've given him warm medication twice. He's not even 7 months old. He's been given warm medication twice, and I'm about to give him a 3rd time because this is really bad. He does not care, obviously, but this is really bad. I need to clean his bum. To finish the podcast.
I'm sure we had to do that. So, how do we finish it? Hi guys. It was Chloe, Shania, and Anna.
It was the Sicker Girls. Thank you for watching.
GRILLS.
Hope you learned something. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.